Have you ever sat alone late at night, staring at the ceiling, and dared to ask a forbidden question? A question that goes like this: did God truly create humans, or was it humans who created God? History records thousands of gods who were born and died. Zeus in Greece, Ra in Egypt, Thor in the Norse world. Once they were considered real. Once people were willing to die for them. Now, they are regarded as myths, bedtime stories. The question is, will the concept of God that we hold onto so tightly today, one day, also be considered a myth by future generations? We are often taught to be afraid. Don't ask too many questions, or you'll be cursed. Just believe, don't use logic. But today, on Dharma Friday, we will do precisely what dogma fears the most. We will think. We will become rebels against ignorance. We will dissect whether we are truly practicing religion or merely searching for a psychological tranquilizer to soothe our own fears. Welcome to the critical zone. Let us go far back, very far back. Imagine you are a prehistoric human. You do not know why the sun rises. You do not know why volcanoes erupt. You are small, weak, and the world is terrifying. Psychologically, humans cannot tolerate uncertainty. We need answers. And when reason has not yet developed, imagination takes over. Though there is thunder, there must be a giant being in the sky who is angry. The harvest failed. The ruler of the land must be offended. This is what Sigmund Freud called wish fulfillment. We create a great father figure in the heavens to protect us because deep inside, we still feel like frightened children in need of shelter. Now, observe how many people pray today. God, please make my business successful. God, please destroy my enemies. God, if I recover, I will donate a certain amount. Be honest, is that a spiritual relationship, or is it a business transaction? We create a concept of God with human emotions, angry if not praised, pleased if bribed with prayers, and selectively favoring certain followers. We create God in our own image, egoistic, craving validation, and transactional. If God is truly perfect, why would he need our worship? Is his ego really that fragile? Thus, it is reasonable to say that the dogmatic concept of God is often nothing more than a projection of human ego and fear. So where does Buddhism stand in this debate? This is precisely why I am proud to be a Buddhist, or more accurately, a student of the Dhamma. 2,600 years ago, Siddhartha Gautama emerged as a true rebel. He was the greatest spiritual revolutionary of his era. When everyone was busy performing animal sacrifice rituals to please the gods, the Buddha said, "Stop." When the Brahmins claimed that your fate was determined by caste and the will of the gods, the Buddha said, "False." The Buddha did not come as a messenger of God. He brought no revelation to be swallowed blindly. He came as a human being who had awakened, the awakened one. In the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha delivered one of the most radical proclamations of intellectual freedom in religious history. He said, "Do not believe merely because of hearsay. Do not believe merely because of tradition. Do not believe merely because it is written in scriptures. And do not believe merely because I, your teacher, say so." Imagine that, a teacher who forbids blind belief in himself. Why? Because blind faith is the enemy of wisdom, pana. The Buddha taught that we do not need to invent a creator figure to explain suffering or happiness. The answer lies in karma, cause and effect, and niyama, natural laws. It is not God who punishes you when you do wrong. Your own thoughts and actions plant the seeds of suffering. It is not God who chooses you for success. Your effort, strategy, and virtue are what bring it to fruition. Buddhism invites us to stop gazing at the sky with outstretched hands and instead look inward with open eyes. For some people, this may sound frightening. If there is no God controlling everything, who guarantees my life? Exactly, that fear reveals our dependence. But let us reverse the perspective. If we accept that life is not a script written by a director in the sky, but the result of patterns of cause and effect, then we have control. In the Dharma, there is the phrase "Atta hi atta no natho." Oneself is one's own refuge. This is a teaching for mentally mature individuals. We stop whining. We stop blaming demons for our lapses. We stop blaming God's destiny for our laziness. Realizing that humans often create concepts of God does not mean becoming empty atheists without morality. On the contrary, we become moral, not because we fear hell, but because we understand that hatred injures our own mind. We do good not because we want a ticket to heaven, but because we know that loving kindness makes life more beautiful to live. True spirituality is inner transformation, from greed to generosity, from anger to patience, from illusion to awareness. And all of that does not require dogma. It requires practice. It requires verification. Friends in the Dhamma and fellow seekers of truth, for too long, religion has been used to silence reason. For too long, dogma has become a wall dividing humanity. Humans may have created gods to feel safe, but the Buddha offered something beyond safety. He offered freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from dependence. So dare to be skeptical. Dare to ask questions. Do not practice religion merely because it is written on your ID card. Do not practice religion merely because it is inherited from your parents. Practice because you have verified it for yourself. As the timeless call of the Buddha declares, Epasiko, come, see, and prove it for yourself. Does this narrative make you uncomfortable, or does it make you feel alive? If you are a young person tired of answers like, that's just how it is, and you crave discussions that unite spirituality with critical logic, you are not alone. At Young Buddhist Association Indonesia, we are not looking for blindly obedient followers. We are looking for thinking partners. We build a community where doubt is celebrated as a gateway to wisdom. Rebel against inner ignorance. Awaken true wisdom. Click the link in our description or bio. Join the next Dharma Friday event. We will dissect everything, without censorship, without dogma. Ipasiko. See you there.
Open your mouth wide. The universal sigh.